Right, there we go. So, yeah, name suggests, because of Yu-Gi-Oh's 25th, well, between Alex, say, extra bits opening, but obviously the main focus is this set, which is just the first 6 booster packs and a set of special reprints.
First 6 is kind of pushing it, because Invasion of Chaos, I believe, is the 10th set.
I cannot remember all the order. Obviously, Legend of Blue Eyes I remember being the original.
Yeah. I think they skipped all the ones that were bad.
Still, I think if you're doing it properly, redo all of them.
But I mean, Invasion of Chaos is kind of the big one that people really love. It was the one that changed Yu-Gi-Oh! Forever.
Probably the first major OP card.
Yeah.
Because as much as Monster Reborn was powerful, you've got Chaos Emperor Dragon, which I was saying to Alex the other day. My very first pack of that, I pulled that thing.
Yeah.
So
Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, and Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of Beginning.
yeah, I mean, Beginning never really was as meta-defining.
It was still really
Oh yeah, but it was often restricted to one, occasionally banned out. But Dragon, I mean, pretty much has just lived in the ban list.
Yeah. Until several years ago, obviously. Well, was it several years ago? Might have been a year ago now. I don't know. He's not on the ban list anymore. He's at 3.
Someone felt brave.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does probably help that they kind of errated him.
Might have been the only reason why they let him off then.
Yeah.
Maybe they realised, well, this card's never coming out of this list, so maybe we should do something about that.
There are many cards that people thought would never come off the ban list, which now actually have for whatever reason, like Yatagarasu is no longer on the list.
Yeah, but there's enough summon counters and whatnot to...
Yeah. There's enough ways of dealing with a Yada lock in modern Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, although Chaos Emperor is still, in a way, a lot harder, because unless you negate that summon, that's it, you're nuked. So, but I guess with the speed of duels now, it's probably why they feel like even with the errata, they can let it off, because you need a light and dark in the grave, banish, and then if you're going to do the nuke, you're going to want a load of cards, so it's not a first turn move, really. Even back then, when... So what was the errata? Because the old one was just everything went to the graveyard, and it nuked for damage for every card sent.
I think it's a case that you take the damage first.
Yeah, okay, because it just said both players take damage, so it was never, specified which way round. So really, it would often end in a tie or something.
Yeah, I think they changed it so that you took the damage first, so that you couldn't end up winning with it. I need to double check. So its current rules are... that is for a video game. Okay, so cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special.
Yeah, that's the standard.
From your hand by banishing one light and dark monster from your graveyard. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, send as many cards from both players' hands and on the field as possible to the graveyard, then inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card sent to the graveyard by this card effect. You cannot activate other card effects. No, you cannot activate other cards or effects during the turn you activate this card's effect. That's the errata.
Yeah.
Stopping you from doing anything else, basically. But yeah, you basically can only use Chaos Emperor Dragon's effect your turn. Yeah. If that's what you're doing.
Yeah, although normally it was always used for the kill, so...
Yeah, but you can't use... You wouldn't be allowed to...
With the bin over.
You wouldn't be allowed to activate any other cards that turn, so not even before or after.
Okay, so let's see what's in the... Well, you can definitely tell certain cards are definitely not playable.
Yeah,
Blank back.
They're doing the original style.
What is that? Oh,
that's what I'm saying on the stool.
Yeah. So, yeah, Obelisk up front.
Well, I think it's obvious
Slifer.
which your 7th card is.
Yeah, because obviously the 7th one. I mean, I don't mind it being Slifer.
Yeah,
honestly.
The
Yeah,
7th one is
it's
the
poking out.
special.
Yeah, because it was you get these 6 guaranteed ones. So 3 Egyptian gods in their original card designs.
Yeah.
Not the reprints that were made into proper cards. Yeah, it even says this card cannot be used in a duel. And then, interestingly, they're not using the original artwork for these 3.
They love that artwork for those cards.
I mean, the tablet design, obviously, yeah.
That's their favourite design for Blue Eyes.
And I think Red Eyes is its original artwork, but...
Yeah, that one is for Red Eyes.
Yeah.
But for Dark Magician Blue Eyes, that's the only one they tend to use nowadays.
Yeah, but you would have thought Anniversary will use the OG.
Yeah, well, unfortunately not.
And then, yeah, any of these cards come in this extra special rarity, so... Trying to get it to catch on the screen.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Slifer's not a bad one for it to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Slifer, Blue Eyes or Red Eyes are basically my picks for whichever ones. So, yeah, I don't mind that one.
It's got like a silver border as well. Platinum, I think they would probably call that. And then it's also got
nothing hidden underneath.
embossing of 25th anniversary on over the card box.
I mean, obviously, all of those Anniversary ones I'm keeping.
Obviously, the Anniversary, I think the better ones would probably have been for like Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, or Red Eyes, just because they're
playable. But I mean, obviously for me, I'm not playing, so like
for anyone else, it would be the other ones for playing with, because then you have like these cool cards that you can actually play. But other than that,
and then original set.
I think Dark Crisis might be 8th. Dark. So I'll just look at what each of them are real quick in terms of what set number.
Are they?
The Dark Crisis Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. I was wondering if they may have added like a set number on the back of the
9th worldwide booster is Dark Crisis.
So, Legendary Sword. Kitchen of the Blue Flame. Yeah, I remember there's like a lot of the cards in the early sets really are just like...
I think you might be guaranteed a super at least, maybe? I'm not sure.
Dragon Capture Jar's the rare.
Rare, okay.
So... Oh, Trap Hole.
Super rare Trap Hole.
Yeah, that's a classic one. Silver Fang. Mammoth Graveyard. I like how they call it Mammoth Graveyard. Where's the rest? It is just a skeleton mammoth.
Yeah.
Follow Wind and Lesser Dragon. So, yeah, I mean, a couple of, decent enough traps. I'll just shove them on there. Pack.
Trying to find what the... Okay, so yeah, Metal Raiders is the second ever set.
So, Musician King. The thing that you forget is just how many cards were normal back then compared to more recent. After, I think it probably was like 5Ds that really kicked off just pretty much normal monsters being a not very common thing to see.
Metal Raiders was the first
Mystic Lamp.
TCG set to contain counter trap cards.
Guardian of the Labyrinth. Tongyo, Muka Muka, rare. Larvae Moth. Share the Pain.
Oh, Share the Pain is nasty, I think.
Sagi the Dark Clown. And Crass Clown. So I only got a rare, didn't get anything.
So maybe you're not guaranteed a super.
There's just chances of getting an extra holo in the set.
Yeah. So the next set, Spell Ruler, not Magic Ruler. As Magic Ruler cannot be used anymore because it clashes with the Magic the Gathering. So Spell Ruler was obviously the set that had a crap ton of spell cards.
Yeah.
It was the spell card set that
Electric Snake.
it had
Boar
tons
Soldier.
of broken spell cards.
Tyhone 2. Eternal Rest. Ambia. Flash Assailant. Ectaboon. Red Archery Girl. Molten Destruction. So, yeah, nothing that fancy in that.
So the fourth set
Pharaoh's Servant.
is Pharaoh's Servant, yes. Pharaoh's Servant, anything interesting about
I mean, wasn't it kind of the one that had the Grave Robbers?
This was the set that actually had a lot of powerful traps, as well as Thousand Eye.
Oh, I remember this card being in existence. Respect play. Just show each other your hands all the damn time. Just a completely random thing to have as a trap, but yeah.
Some of the
Darkfire Soldier 2.
in this set are
Oh, I got both Darkfire Soldiers.
back to back. Nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Type 0 Magic Crusher. Skull Invitation.
Not a bad card, that one.
Yeah.
That's always sort of seen a bit of play back in the day.
Drill Bug. Armored Glass. Inspection. And Earthshaker.
So the sets following Pharaoh's Servant are Labyrinth of Nightmare, Legacy of Darkness, Pharaonic Guardian, Magician's Force, and then we get to Dark Crisis.
Arsenal Summoner. DD Trainer. The different dimension stuff sort of kicking off.
Yeah, this is sort of where archetypes start.
Shinato's Arc. Guardian Elma, which is funny that technically she is unplayable.
Because the dagger is banned.
Because the card that goes with her is banned. So, Guardian Trice. Oh, here we go. Blast held by a Tribune. Tribute.
That's funny. That card actually had support recently, I think.
Guardian Chaos.
Yes, I think it did.
Vile Spawn Archfiend. And Shooting Starbow Seal. Is that one of the ones I Trice? Chaos. No, I didn't get a weapon for one of the Guardian ones I got. Would have been funny if I got the dagger.
Yeah, it would have.
I mean, just any of them getting their weapon would have been cool to go with them.
I think the Last Hellblade Tribute's actually got a thing with the speed duels. And then this is the meta-defining set.
Right.
Invasion of Chaos.
Anti-Aircraft Flower.
This set changed
Hyper
everything.
Hammerhead. Neo Bug. Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness. Drillago, which was not bad.
Drago.
No, nothing else. Terror King Salmon. Cannonball Spear Shellfish. I remember using that in my water deck. Just, what was it? Whichever was the monster it partnered with.
It was probably like Citadel Tortoise or something.
I can't remember. There's one of the things where where it was
Citadel
tribute
Whale?
either something like that. There was like you tribute Cannonball Spear Shellfish to do one effect, or you tribute a different monster for a different effect. I can't remember. I think Amphibious Buggroth Mark III. That was another key one for the water deck.
Cannibal Spear Shellfish.
And Stealth Bird.
Trivia.
So yeah, I mean nothing too special out of any of those. I mean that happens. Just gonna be careful.
The Orca Mega Fortress of Darkness.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the one. Orca Mega
Yeah,
Fortress
because it was
of
tribute to that, say, Cannonball Spear for one effect, and then a different monster for a different effect. You can only do one of them. So you can activate this effect once per turn, and then you tribute whichever one for whichever effect you wanted.
Yeah.
Forgot Amphibious Buggroth Mark III was that early. I thought it was a later card, Amphibious Buggroth Mark III. Not Invasion of Chaos, because like I say again, it was another major one in the water deck. Because
by tributing
you
one
had
torpedo fish on your side, destroy one monster on the field. By tributing one cannonball spear shellfish on your side of the field, destroy one spell trap card on the field.
Because obviously the big thing with Bugroth Mark 3, Legendary Ocean to turn it... Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Yeah, so you would use Legendary Ocean to knock the level down to 3. Obviously then you had Level Limit or Gravity Bind in play. And then, bam, it would just direct attack the opponent for 1700 a turn.
Yeah.
And then you just used other cards to keep your opponent from like doing much to clear it, or you have, or again, like you use the Fortress, Mega Fortress Orca to obviously keep the opponent's spell and trap zone mainly cleared.
Yeah.
So, and for the odd time they got a monster that could take advantage of your situation, you then blow that up.
Yeah.
And then it was the Leviathan, Daedalus, Neodaedalus.
Daedalus, yeah.
They could return your cards back to the deck. So you keep that in reserve until you needed to reset, basically.
Yeah.
So like you could keep your deck going through not too much effort. It was just morely you had to stall your opponent out while you chip damaged them for the entire game. So this pack really didn't open very well. So yeah, I mean, like I say, I'll pop these in my collection. But I'll pop them back in there for a minute.
It'd be cool if they could actually make every set available. Like, just...
Oh, yeah. You realize how logistically hard that would be with the printers?
Yeah, I know. But, like, because they're
They should have cycled them around.
Because they're... just cycle them. And, you know, we've got those 6 sets that are in that box reprinted as booster boxes.
Yeah. You know what what they should have done is, like, the first few sets from each era. So I just sort of celebrate all the eras. So, you know, then pull out... Maybe you don't necessarily have to do 6 of the sets, because that's going to be a lot, but, like, 3 per era. So, 3 original, 3 GX, 3 5Ds, so on.
And then sort of do the next ones, like, the next year or something, or a few years later. Because, like, one thing that's really fun to watch online are progression series, which I've mentioned many times, but imagine being able to do that.
Really? You've mentioned it?
I may have mentioned it a couple of times. And it would be fun if you could actually do a progression series in real life with the real cards, which you can do now, basically, up until the 4th set. Unless you're spending, like, thousands on original booster boxes
on eBay. Yeah, no. Right, so this one was a reprint-ish set.
Battles of Legend. It prints cards that was printed in various OCG sets, as well as reprinting a lot of good cards that had high value.
So yeah, like the other like special booster sets we've done, it's not big packs.
There are 5 cards per pack, 4 ultras, 1 secret. This will be your first time opening a product like this.
So it's not quite the same as that other one.
No, these are not the same as what you have done before.
Yeah. So what do you classify those other ones as?
As in like the Genesis Impact?
Yeah.
Those I would call as build pack sets.
Yeah, so let's just see like all the different art.
Because that's what they're called in Japan. Build pack sets. The only difference is that our sets are an extra 15 cards, no 20 cards.
Bit like the main booster packs then.
Yeah, they basically just include cards that would be good for those archetypes that are in these sets. That are reprints.
Okay, so we get 5 different covers it seems.
Yeah, so...
Now, the big question is, do we get an even number of each cover, which would be funny. I do like this dragon on the end.
That would be an Odd Eyes monster.
Yeah, I kind of see it. Kind of looks like an Odd Eyes fused with like a Cyber Dragon.
I think it may be an Odd Eyes Xyz monster with a Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, I think is the reference there.
I think I get less of the Dark Magician Knight ones.
Well, I mean, it's, you know...
I know, they obviously just pack randomly, but it's like, when you look, the others seem fairly even on how many.
You might be able to guess what that is.
I mean, it's definitely a Neos.
Can you guess what the fusion is with?
I can't remember the name, but is it the one with Yubel?
Nope. It's a new card.
Oh. But if it's a new card, then I'm probably not gonna...
But you might recognise the fusion material if you look very closely at
Bring that up. So.
some of the other features on the card.
I really am blanking off on it.
Well, once you see the card in the set, you'll then know.
Well, let's start with the designs I'm not so bothered by.
So that one, I believe, is a card that's it's a Chaz Princeton card.
Yeah, let's put those leave up there for a minute.
I believe.
I mean, I know it doesn't really matter for what cards come out, but, you know, just for the fun, we'll just go by the covers.
That one's called Kitty Corn.
I mean, it does look like a bit of corn. Zaralala. I apologise for anyone.
It's an
I'm saying like a bad version of something that you know name-wise.
I don't think many people know it.
No, but if it's like I'm accidentally turning into an actual place or someone's name in some language, then I'm butchering it badly, and they're gonna, and you know, some people get
it's don't worry.
But yeah,
that's the
Zaralam, the Dark Palace.
Yeah, that's the field spell for the adventure token deck.
I feel like I've seen that place before.
Probably looks like Abyss Dweller.
No.
Oh.
Duke's Archives, where you go fight Seath.
Ah, great.
I mean, literally, look, corridor leading to a big thing.
You're not wrong.
Crystals all around it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Don't slit the dogs of war.
The Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez. Crystal Apprentice.
I think. Oh, that's
Telsa.
another adventure token card.
Tesla.
I think it's a new one potentially. I'm not sure.
That's no. Oh, Stellar Knight, Constellar Diamond.
Yep. You know how yesterday I was saying.
Is that what he's fused with?
No.
Again, like, it does look kind of like it is.
But you know, yesterday when I was talking about that one guy in Zex known at Arc 5.
Yeah. Mysterion the Dragon Crown. The fudge is this thing?
I don't know.
One spellcaster and one dragon. Cannot be used as fusion material. This card loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards. If a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself or monsters with the same original type, except during the damage step, target one of those special summon monsters. Banish that monster. Also, banish all monsters from the field with the same original type. Can only use this effect once per turn. Yeek. I mean, good for those, like, swarm decks. Surprised, like, I mean, how many people run spellcasters and dragons in one deck, though? Because it feels like potentially that they lose 100 for every of your own.
Spellcasters and dragons, I mean, there's two archetypes which are pretty fan favourite archetypes, one being a spellcaster archetype, one being a dragon archetype.
Yeah, but how often would you ever consider them to be using the same deck?
Not often, but that's possibly a reference to the fact that people love dark magicians and blue eyes.
Yeah. I can't remember type. That's the bit down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always kept forgetting which way round was type and attribute. So basically, you don't want to trigger this effect against spellcasters, really, because it will banish itself.
Yeah.
But like I remember, like Cyber Dragon swarms, because you'd put Cyber Dragon lava out, and then use the ability to summon more. So you just use this and nuke just a ton of machines.
Probably machine duplication.
Yeah, or even like the way Black Wings would just spam the field. Like again, this one's not bad for like dealing with some like those big. We're just going to swarm the field with something. archetypes.
It might work with Eye of Timaeus, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, it just says it can't be used as a fusion material. It doesn't say that summons out from other things, so...
Because, I mean, Eye of Timaeus...
Well, oh, you're thinking if it says that the Eye of Timaeus has to specifically state the type of fusion.
So, Eye of Timaeus...
Why do you do that?
Target one Dark Magician you control, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions that monster on the field now.
Volcanic Shell, I remember this thing.
Yeah.
When Volcanics were doing pretty decent, that was a major card in it. Baby Spider. Not a baby shark, a baby spider. Additional Mirror level 7.
Yeah, that... When you activate it, it's like you find 2 more of it and you activate those as well. I think it was used in the anime once.
Very specific for level 7.
I think it was used by Sartorius, potentially.
Arms Regeneration.
I think it was used in the 2nd season of GX, at least.
I mean, not bad for equip-themed decks. Assault Synchron.
Yes, the new Synchron for 5Ds.
I mean, like most Synchrons, it seems to have a summoning-related ability.
Yep.
And I guess that was kind of their gimmick. Special summon this card from your hand, then take 700 damage. While it's face-up monster zone, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. If face-up Dragon Synchro monster you control is tributed or banished except during the damage step, banish this card and special summon it back.
Yeah, so if you tribute Stardust Dragon for its effect, you can tribute Assault Synchron to get it back straight away.
Rather than wait for the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. What? Oh!
There we go.
Okay. You're in the wrong pack! Rose Shaman. Puppet Pawn.
That's one that's based on an old archetype. It's very, like, Puppet King.
I didn't realise he had an archetype.
He does now.
Yoiko Punk Rising Carp.
The artwork on these cards I do love.
Just... Okay. 2 punk monsters for that thing. Herald of Pure Light. I remember, like, the...
Herald of Orange, Herald of Green, Herald of Purple.
Well, yeah, something like that. I can't remember the all. I only ever remember one existing originally.
There's quite a few Herald cards now, but there's still only those 3, main ones that look like that. There is also another Herald to level 2 main deck monster, but that's a thing. That's something else that is entirely broken. Although Herald of Orange Light, I think, is limited now.
Guard Mantis. I mean, yeah, level 4 with 2400 defense is pretty good. Pay 1,000. Special summon this card from your hand. When it's facing monster zone, you cannot special summon monster. I mean, yeah, that's actually pretty good for an insect deck.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, just 2400 defense on the level 4 and only 1,000 attack, so it is searchable probably with a few cards. So in a wind deck, it would work really well. So. Yeah, that's pretty good.
There it is.
D Super Dimensional Sovereign Emperor Zero Paradox. Jeez.
The quadruple D.
Can they get any tinier with these bits of text? Oh, well, actually they could. They actually did the God cards with their actual anime and manga effects. Like, get ready for those card effects to be the entire card. Oh, jeez, this thing is just... Ugh. Alright, can a monster name get any tinier because they need to fit on more words?
Well, that's not the longest card name I've ever seen. I've seen longer. In fact, it was so long that the card name actually
12.
had to go all the way around the outside of the card.
Was that on a Yu-Gi-Oh card or a Magic card?
Magic card. It was a joke card in a joke set. But it still exists.
A formal Odd Eyes Butler. Okay, because... Yeah. Dunel, Noble Arms of Light.
I think that's another adventure token card. Ooh, that's a nice
Draco,
card.
Berserker of the Tenyi.
He's powerful. He's one of the best generic level 8 synchros today.
Well, I guess when you say generic, meaning no special requirements.
Yeah.
When you're playing for a monster, banish. You can banish that. If this attacking card shows an effect monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, gain attack equal to the monster's original attack. You can also make a second attack. Well, but it has to be against a monster. Yeah, fair. I mean, a lot of those double attack cards were, you know, if you're going to attack again, you have to be against another monster.
Yeah,
you can't just...
The thing is, it gains the attack points of the monster destroyed, meaning that if it doesn't have enough attack points to get over one monster your opponent controls, hit a weaker monster, and then it
at 3k, it's not much really would stand against the hit in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And it has the banish effect.
No punk, dear note.
That's one of the best cards for punk.
Although the fact it's an abbreviation, what does punk actually stand for?
Punk.
Yeah, but it's P.U.N.K.
Yeah, it stands for punk.
You don't abbreviate something unless it means something.
It just means punk.
Should have just called it something.
Oh, Bestial. That's a card you'd love.
Bale Drake.
Bestials are
Target one
ridiculously
dark or light in either graveyard, banish it. If you do special summon this card from the hand, this is quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. Okay, weird. If your opponent special summons a Ritual Fusion, Synchro XYZ, or Link monster, you can attribute one other light or dark monster and target one of those special summon monsters. Banish it. Yeah, I mean I would have actually considered that one in.
Yeah, it's a dragon.
I mean, even if I don't use its own summoning effect, like the other part.
But the thing is, though, it says banish a light or dark in any graveyard.
Oh yeah. I read over that bit and
you
just
can
didn't
banish
register
your
it.
opponent's light or dark.
Yeah,
monsters.
but I mean, even outside, what I would have done Future Fusion being, when Future Fusion wasn't banned, I'd have dumped this in the grave as part of the dumping fury, and rezzed it out with Darkness Metal.
I mean, Future Fusion's not banned anymore.
Yeah.
They brought it back, but they've errated it so that you send the materials next turn.
So it has to live a turn.
It has to live a turn to send all the cards, and it has to live another turn to do the fusion.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'd still target it with the card.
I forgot that this.
And then obviously,
in it.
yeah, and obviously if it died, I'm just rezzing it back because that was my whole deck's thing.
Another
Z Amin.
Yeah, another really good punk card.
No, I'm sorry, no. That is a move in Digimon. That was Shoutmon X7 Superior modes. Oh, well, that's actually its fusion name. X7 was Final Cross. So not move yet. But yeah, I'm sorry, no. Wrong bit there, but... yeah. Because it was Final Cross X7 Superior mode. So, no. Duality. I'm sorry, were they going for a Kamen Rider theme with this one? They were watching Revice.
I think they just forgot to put pot of on it.
Well, no, Angel Wing and a sort of demonic bat wing. Like literally, is this one meant to be done with Revice as a little reference to Evil and Life? They should have just called it Evality on this one. They really should have just called it Evality.
Yeah. Evality. You didn't put this.
Oh yeah,
secret
sorry.
on the top. You left the punk card on there, which doesn't have an abbreviation.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Really.
Alright, you know what? Anyone in the comments, make up a, abbreviation for the punk archetype. No one's getting a prize for the best, it's just do it. Puppet Rook. Urubonis, Avatar of Malice. It's not quite Ouroboros. But I guess it would be eating its own tail. There's
got one. Pack.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's one of the
Sage
new
of
Sky
Wisdom,
Strike cards.
Himmel. Yeah, always treated as a Sky Striker card. Yeah. Oh,
And a secret rare dark hole.
there's an OG card. So, hey, we've got an OG card. I mean, that was in the freaking very first decks that existed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really reach
I
the
like another
bin.
puppet card.
Promotion. Alex, I'm speaking for your bosses. You're getting a promotion.
Woo!
To head of sanitation.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't say what the promotion is for
Yeah.
and what you're being promoted to.
Yeah.
So, protection of the elements.
That's an elemental hero card.
Oh yeah, I think it would have worked better if like you had Neos on the front.
I
or
think
something.
that's
I mean, it says Terra Firma.
Woods.
I just spotted that.
Terra Firma, yeah. Terra Firma.
Yeah, because it says if you do not if you control Terra Firma, you can banish this card from the graveyard, special on one elemental. Yeah. Oh, so Terra Firma triggers an extra ability. So it makes sense if he's on the cover then. Ooh. Odd Eyes Valet.
Performer Power Odd Eyes Valet.
I wouldn't call him a valet. That looks more like your sort of head butler.
Well, they couldn't do Butler because they already did it.
Black Mamba. I'm certain that one existed originally. Yeah, at least in an older set. Maybe I'm thinking of something similar.
Hello. Extremely good Link 2 card.
IP Masquerina. For the Cyburst stuff.
That card is basically...
During your opponent's main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one link monster using material... Oh, basically just lets you link summon in your opponents.
Yeah, but also the monster that you summon is cannot be destroyed by card effects. Or is it cannot be targeted?
Link monster that uses this card as a material cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects.
So that card is
Kinda like the
basically
artwork
used
as well.
that card's used in basically any deck that has link monsters in it. It is a very highly used card.
Yeah, I can't reach the bin down there. So.
Sorry. I'll just let you use the...
I mean, there is another chair there.
Yeah.
Just because I can't, bathroom kind of being used to dry washing, so. Sage of Benevolence Celia.
Well, I probably should stand up anyway because I can see. That's another Sky Striker card.
Odd Eyes Rebellion XYZ Dragger. I'm sorry, you're in the wrong pack.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like, what is the mechanical element to it?
Not sure really.
During your main phase, you can special summon this card. You can special summon this card, then attach one dark monster from your graveyard to this card as a material. You're going to use the effect of Odd Eyes Rebellion. Okay. 2 level 7 pendulums required. You can if you can pendulum summon level 7, you can pendulum summon this face-up card from your extra deck. This card cannot be used as material for an XYZ summon the turn this was XYZ. Okay. You can attach one material from this card and then target up to 2 monsters your opponent controls with 3k or less attack. Destroy them. Can use effect once per turn. This card and then goes in your pendulum. This card in the monster zone destroy goes to the pendulum zone. Oh yeah, because that top ability is what triggers when you're in the pendulum zone.
Yeah.
So it's got a good way of bringing itself back and setting its ability up again.
Yeah.
Kind of a good loop card. I mean, if it wasn't for the requirements, I would have considered it. I would, for my own sort of decks. I mean, depending on how many other level,
there are other
level
ways
7
of summoning it
pendulums.
out that are much easier. Like, for example, Raiders Night, I think, works.
Well, I'm also thinking of obviously getting cards under it.
But I mean, summoning it, but...
I mean, because I could probably just, again, Darkness Metal summon it.
True.
Unless, like, Pendulum Monster... Oh, no, it's XYZ, so it'd be in the extra deck.
Yeah. Need 2 level 7s. Or you
pendulums,
go through the...
so... Yeah, but it says 2 level 7 pendulums.
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit tougher, then.
Yeah. That's nope. Performal Classy Karibo. I mean, does it look quite classy?
Yeah. Classic.
I thought Karibos had feet.
This one doesn't. Ooh.
Maldoce Queen Tamamiru.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
All the Madolche cards are named after types of puddings.
Oh, jeez.
That's probably the one of the boss monsters of the Madolche archetype.
I mean, probably. When attach one material, then target 2 Madolche cards from your graveyard, shuffle them into your deck. After that, shuffle cards your opponent controls equals the deck up to the number of cards you returned. That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah.
Baby spider. Baby spider. Photon Vanquisher.
Vanisher.
Oh, sorry. No? Oh, yeah, sorry. I think it's just the
That's
hollowing that
actually
put me
a
off.
really good card for the Photon Galaxy,
Yeah.
Galaxy-sized Photon Dragon.
Must be special summon while you control a Photon or Galaxy monster. Cannot attack the turn special summoned. Can only special summon one of these per turn. This card is special summoned. Add 1 Galaxy-sized Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand. An XYZ monster that was summoned using this card on the field as material gains the effect. Banish. Okay, yeah, it's not bad. That really powers up the Galaxy Eyes XYZ forms.
Yeah, it really did.
Sage of Strength.
That's the third Sky
Akash.
Striker. The new Sky Striker.
Praying Mantis. Okay, literally, like, I'm sorry. That's the laziest name of a card that they've ever done.
Well,
Some of the early cards were fairly lazy in naming, but at least they, like, you know, worked to some degree. This is literally lazy. Summon 1 Baby Mantis token. This set has a thing for baby.
oh, there we go. Another,
No Punk, Foxy Tune.
Another punk card. I do like the punk archetype in terms of artwork. The artwork's really nice.
I'm trying to think something there.
If you couldn't tell by now, they're all sort of music based.
Yeah, that's what I realised that.
They're not music based. They're all arts based between theatre, artwork, and music. If I'm not mistaken.
No, I can't think of it. I can get something for PUN, but the K is the one that's making it hard to think of a last bit that would work with the others. Blackwing Shanaga, the Waning Moon. Yeah. So that name was really difficult to read because it's getting quite a small print on that one.
Yeah.
So new Blackwings. Ghost Sleeper, the Underworld Princess.
There he is.
Ghost Lancer. Oh, you're a pack. Well, you're a pack design late. Ghost Lancer, the Underworld Spearman.
Yeah, that one.
Link Decoder.
That's the code archetypes link 1, I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, the ability is just stated for Cyburst, so.
Yeah.
This card sent to the graveyard as material for a Cyburst Link monster with 2300 or more attack. Special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field.
All of the code monsters have 2300 attack.
I mean, combined with that other.
Ike Masquerade.
Yeah, that would. What's she, Link 2? Oh, it's Link 1. Level 4. Yeah, okay. My thought there of like being able to combine the two for a Link summon.
The
No,
code
doesn't
talk
work.
is a Link 3s.
RGB Rainbow Blolution.
Rainbow Lucian.
Just change the attribute of a monster each turn.
Why not?
Oh no, it gains. Sorry, it double attributes them. Those are rare. Because I remember like those sort of abilities.
So, you're going to go for Odd Eyes,
I'm gonna
Dark
go with
Magician,
Neo.
or Neos?
Of the Neos. I'm just going to move these off the side because.
I hope you do get the Neos fusion so that you can find out how
Ridiculously.
how you could have gotten it right. If you just thought about
I was trying, I
every
just couldn't really.
archetype. Not just the ones that elemental heroes normally type to.
Did they do it with the Genex?
You would love that though.
Yeah. GNX were I know GNX were never going to be a valid competitive.
Fusion in this one.
Like I say, that GNX were never going to be a competitive one. I just love the concept of the archetype with their sort of mecha combination things for controller. Performal Bakuru Kuribo. Baroko. That's like a classical composer.
Well, Baroque. It's based on the that word Baroque.
Number 72, Shogi Rook.
Shogi Rook.
Here
for the puppets.
I mean,
none of them being
2 level 6s, detach 2 materials, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and 1 set spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy them.
Puppet King and Queen, I don't remember, they might be level 6.
Also, any battle damage your opponent takes is half the rest of the turn, so, yeah. I mean, doesn't necessarily have to fit with the puppets.
I think it's a reference to the puppets, though.
I mean, I guess, even though it's got, like, punk spike hands.
Shogi's a board game.
No, but look around it, it's like...
I know, but that's a powerful spirit card.
Aratama. Obviously, spirits were always a... Guard Mantis. Is there just a Mantis archetype?
I don't know, so.
Because, I mean, that's 2 different Mantis ones.
Oh,
Danger Nessie.
That's a good danger card.
Reveal this card from your hand. Your opponent randomly chooses 1 card from your entire hand and discard the chosen card. And if the discarded card was not Danger Nessie, special summon 1 Danger Nessie from your hand. If you do, draw 1 card. If this card is discarded, you can add 1 danger card from your deck to your hand, except Danger Nessie. Now, interesting question when it comes to the ruling with the ability.
Counts as your opponent discarding.
No. What if the one that they select, say they do select a Danger Nessie, and send it to the it's sent to the graveyard, but it wasn't the one that you revealed?
I don't think it matters.
So you could technically get both abilities off.
No.
Oh no! What?
It would only trigger. If it discarded the.
Oh yeah, so it trying to trigger the. Yeah, sorry. My mind just was
Yeah, good in a Dark World deck.
Yeah, I mean it is dark as well.
Just doesn't happen to be in this Dark World deck.
I mean, do they keep everything being fiend in it? Oh wait, I think what? No, I think.
Aren't all fiends. Anyway.
No, I mean the Dark World deck.
Yeah, the deck has danger cards in it.
Okay.
Just not Nessie. It's got
That would have been a good one to add.
Mothman and
XYZ Bento.
Bento lunch boxes.
Okay, there's another lazy name one. Lamia, which is another name from
That might have just been like an OG sort of card that was used in the anime that never got printed. And it did.
You want to look that one up?
I think it might have been used.
Can't be normal special summoned. You can add 1 level 8 reptile from your deck to your hand, and if this card is banished, target 1 reptile monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of next turn. You can only use this monster once per turn.
Appearances. Seika Kohinata used this card in the GX manga.
So it's not quite OG. Another puppet pawn. Yeah, pawn. Yeah. Jeez, my mind just. It's like, wait, did I mean to say pawn or prawn?
Like prawn.
I don't know.
Have you ever heard of a chess game that calls their pieces a prawn?
I mean, some underwater book, book setting might, Look, it's bound to be in some work of fiction where they play with, underwater creatures on their boards.
Maybe in a Little Mermaid chessboard.
I wasn't necessarily thinking of something like that, but I mean, even though I've never watched it, I can see it probably happening in SpongeBob because of the weirdness of like all the out of context clips I've seen of that.
True.
That feels like something that they would have done. Anyway, protection of the elements.
Dark Hole again.
I mean, and plus all these different variants of like chess pieces you've seen people make. And again, in media as well, they've played with like different designed pieces, which technically obviously all use the same role.
Yeah.
Someone's bound to have done it at some point. Even if it is just for a comedy sketch.
Maybe.
Or play Battleship with fish instead. You sunk my prawn! And obviously when you sink it, the person who had it sunk has to eat it.
Mm.
It's Sushi Battleship.
Yeah. Sushi.
Yeah.
That's literally a Yu-Gi-Oh archetype.
Maybe that was where they got the idea from.
Maybe.
Like, some of the design team were doing that one night. Drunk as like, I've lost all my Battleship pieces. We got sushi.
Yeah, and so was born the Gunkan Sushi archetype.
Odd Eyes Butler again.
Battleships designed to look like sushi.
Waning Moon.
Aratama.
Aratama. Mother Spider.
Big Spider.
Splittener. Nah, I'll take Tarantula Knight over that. And then Assault Synchron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously these are smaller sets,
Yeah.
so...
Well, actually, not really.
I thought they were...
Set includes 62 ultra rare cards and 40 secret rare cards.
Okay, so it's over 100. Oh wow, so it's actually more than a normal set.
Yep.
Sage of Benevolent
Another Sky
Selling.
Striker card.
I think we may have had that one before. Another Bene Protection.
Hunk Xiamin.
Yeah, I don't think we... Oh, yeah? Maybe we had her. I can't remember that one.
Maybe, once.
Namia. Tellarknight. Ptolemaeus. I know that from Gundam because they had a ship called the Ptolemaeus and it was spelt that way.
Yeah.
So P's silent.
Back
Wait, is that the thing that Neos is fused with?
No.
Like, literally!
It's not.
But, no, but you can see what I mean, though. It looks like it.
No, it's not.
It does look like it, though.
It's not. It's far more obvious.
I'm just saying, though, it does look like it. Heck, it could even be what Odd Eyes is fused with.
Well, I mean, that's technically an Xyz monster. And he's actually Xyz summoned with Odd Eyes, Pendulum Dragon, and...
Oh, what? The Odd Eyes monster or Tellarknight?
The Odd Eyes one.
Oh.
The Odd Eyes card is Odd Eyes, Pendulum Dragon, and Dark Rebellion, Xyz Dragon.
Jeez, that's a lot to have to deal with.
Another punk! Woo!
Sharakusai.
I like the punks.
Numbers Last Hope. And yet it shows Galaxy Eyes.
Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon.
Like, pay half your life... Well, always treat it as a Galaxy Eyes card. Pay half your life points, type 2 monsters to your graveyard, special summon both, negate the effects. Then immediately after this effect resolves, special summon one number XYZ using those two monsters. The rest of the turn after this card resolves, you only special summon one more time from the extra deck. So there are Galaxy Eyes numbers.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense then why they show Galaxy Eyes in the artwork.
Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon and Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon.
I thought Tachyon didn't have a number. I knew
Tachyon
Tachyon existed, I thought it just wasn't not a number.
Tachyon was number 107. Yes, they did go above 100.
Yeah, because I was certain, like, when I saw the early bits, it was like there was only like 100 numbers.
Yeah, but the Barian numbers are 101 to 107. Unless you include number 1000.
Black Mamba.
And
another
Chaos
Draco
number
Berserker.
1000. Or was it Chaos number 10,000?
Well, Chaos numbers were like evolutions, so
yeah, but
I consider them a little bit different.
It's
So
like-
go on to those ones.
it was like number 1000 Numeronius. And then it was like Chaos number 1000 Numeronia Numeronius.
Ballet. Ghost Fusion.
Fusing with Go.
It looks like a skeleton of a blue eyes white dragon, then maybe like a upgrade of Skull Servant archetype.
More likely the Ghost Wyvern.
Yeah, but it's got 4 arms, so it is a dragon.
I think there's a Ghost Wyvern card in this set that sort of ties in with the other Ghost cards that are in this.
Avatar Mouse again. Another one.
Barakaribo.
Shadow's Light.
Another random card, like Duality, which just is a new card.
Target one dark monster you control, special summon one light monster from your deck or extra deck, the same original type and level. Banish this card from your graveyard during your main phase. Special normal, you can normal summon one light or dark. No, basically get an extra summon of a light or dark. Can activate this way once per turn. You can use the effect of once per turn. Basically, you can only ever use these things once.
Yeah.
You cannot conduct the bat. I mean, that's not bad for like chaos decks.
Yeah, but you see what I mean though? It's all like really random. Like, for new cards that is. I mean, yeah, you do have some random cards, but then there's just like, what is this?
Why did you put that in?
Why? What?
Black Mamba.
Spiral Quick Fix. It's a James Bond archetype, pretty much. Spirals.
Macrocosmos. I remember these things.
Yeah.
Because hang on, this was a promo thing to start with.
No.
The Helios ones were.
No, that was actually a common card in.
What am I thinking of? And there was something that to do with the archetype that was a promo card of one of the video games.
I don't know.
Well, maybe it was just a card that worked really well with the archetype.
Maybe.
Thunder Discharge. So for adventure tokens. And another Shadows Light. Wow, 2 in a row.
Back to back, Shadows Light. I didn't realise you got another.
Yeah, I did. You were talking when I said it.
Whoops.
So we ended up with 2 Assault Synchrons, 2 Dark Holes, and 2 Dracos, or but never back to back.
Apart from Shadows Light.
No, but I mean the other ones.
Yeah. Come on.
Do we get a hat trick?
Get the Neos Fusion, for goodness sake.
Mother Spider. Shagaruska. 65 Jin Buster. I think I remember that one existing.
I think Dark Mist used it in the anime.
XYZ Bento. Courageous Crimson Chevalier Bradamite.
Oh,
So,
Infernoble Night card.
Yeah.
Infinite.
It looks like she has a fire umbrella.
I think she's a fire.
Or a fire
It's
spear.
probably a javelin. Yeah.
Lance.
Lance.
Yeah. But it almost looks like it should be an umbrella with the way like the little spikes coming off the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm headcanoning that as an umbrella.
Okay.
She beats you up with an umbrella.
So got to release that Noble Arms umbrella.
I might keep that one though. I do like the art.
It's not bad.
Another
Classy
Classic Rebo.
Sakitama.
Sprite Smashers.
That's a strong card.
Spriggans, Therons, or Sprites?
It works with all three.
Ah, it's a different effect for each
I think
one.
you opened one of those before, but as a common.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's an effect that only works with each effect. It depends on which one you're using it with.
Yeah.
Promotion. Dark Magician, Knight of Dragon Magic. So, okay, not quite the Dark Magician Knight I was thinking of. Unless they just added more to the name. So I'm certain there was Dark Magician Knight.
Dark Magician, 1 level 7 or higher, dragon or warrior monster.
So obviously it's riding Curse of Dragon.
Yup.
They're almost implying it's probably fused with Gaia the Dragon champion.
Yeah. I mean, Dark Magician is holding a spear.
Yeah, plus the armouring is very similarly placed.
Yeah.
Attack, so Piercer. Once per turn, monster destroys an opponent's monster in battle. Inflict damage equal to destroying monster's original attack. If this card is destroyed, special summon 1 Dark Magician and 1 Gaia the Dragon. Yeah, there we go. I was saying that, and the ability even lets you summon them both out.
Yeah.
So they're implying you chain fusion it, rather than just go straight for it.
Yeah. Not many packs left to get the Neos Fusion.
2900. Not. It just misses out on probably having, what would have been really good attack.
Another additional...
Level 7.
An additional mirror
Forest
level
of Lost Flowers.
I think that's the other adventure token.
Once per turn, when your adventure token destroys a monster by battle, draw a card. Once per turn, main phase, if the effect activated.
Like Rite of Aramesia yet, or the
Puppet
Water Temple.
Dark Armed Dragon.
Oh, nice.
Remember that thing
Water Temple
showing up.
Priestess is the
Rocket Coda.
Cyberse. Well, that's obviously what. I don't know what
Its
that
head's a bullet. Well, strapped to it.
Oh, it's Oh, it's a rocket and a code talker card. I see. Rocket's the archetype used by the... Oh, that's...
Ghost Wyvern. So yeah, that is not a wyvern. That is a dragon, because wyverns don't... remember, the key difference between like wyverns and dragons is dragons have the 4 legs or 4 arms, depending on the, the design. And wyverns have wings there instead. Yes, the wings could double up as a set of legs, but this one is a dragon, not a wyvern. Sorry. It's dimensional. That one. Oh, I like how they did the hollow in the fissure itself, not on the rest of the art. That is good.
Yeah, they do that occasionally with some of the cards.
Sakiana, Dogs of War, and another Radamite. Last 3.
Neos.
Watch me now pull a card that's not even meant to be in the set.
That would be weird.
Be funny. 72. Princess. Cilia. Welcome Labyrinth.
That's one of the core cards for the Labyrinth archetype.
Yeah, I mean, it says in the first few words, special summon 1 Labyrinth monster.
You always special summon a boss monster.
Yeah, from your deck until the end, unless you've ended up with it in your hand for some reason. Because then it's a case of, well, that's kind of awkward. Unless you just include like a few cards to return cards to your deck.
Yeah.
So you...
Neos.
Photon Vanquisher. Akashi. Curse of Aramata.
Okay, so that's the new card I think that they printed, which is making the
Starlight.
the adventure token.
Papillon.
Because before there was only one card that could create adventure tokens.
Sorry, there's only one Papillon nowadays. Golden Rule. Well, that's for crystal.
Mine.
That is for crystals.
Yeah. I'll use that and I'll let you use Danger Nessie. I don't know what it actually does. What does it do? This card's always treated as a crystal card. Place 2 crystal beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. Then special summon 1 crystal beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different name from those cards, and if you do, equip it with this card. And then when this card leaves the field, destroy that monster.
Basically a way of setting up your back line.
Yeah, that's not bad actually, that's pretty good.
Himmel. Final Cross. Lamia. Mathmech Equation. Sorry. Nope. Super Polymerization.
You didn't get the Neos fusion. You want to know what it's called? Armed Neos. You know what the fusion is with now? Do you want to guess what all these spiked wings are?
I am Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8.
I wonder. Looks to me like it could be Armed Dragon.
Finally, I pulled an armed dragon, not that armed dragon. Repaint it black and gold, because black and gold recolors often are pretty good.
So yeah, not bad. Got some good cards. I mean, IP Masquerade is amazing. This card is really good. Generic level 8 Synchro. Welcome Labyrinth is a great card. Super Polymerization's always used.
Yeah, that was always... I mean, that always had been good from the get-go. And they printed that in a starter deck.
They're printing more and more cards which have generic fusion materials. So that you can just fuse both of your opponent's cards, summon a fusion. And because they can't respond to it, it's a way of... It's basically a removal spell.
Yeah, it was ridiculous all the way back at the very beginning of GX when it first was, say, debuted.
Indeed. Can I have the punks? I do like the punks.
Sorry, I'm just working.
Yeah, I think Rocket Code is it's basically, you know, it's basically a combination of you know, the main character and then the secondary rider character. You know how it's Yu-Gi-Oh and Kamen Rider are the same. You have the protagonist who's the primary rider, and then you have the rival secondary rider, like Seto Kaiba, Chaz Princeton,
Jack, I
Jack
guess.
Atlas.
Was kind
Shark,
of the closest to it.
Not Shark, I'd say it's more Kite.
But yeah, because the whole thing, Galaxy Eyes originally was anti-XYZs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of ironic he then ends up using them.
IXE summon Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon.
Dude, what happened to you being against these things?
He uses them. He used them all the time.
Oh, was it numbers he was not?
He collected the numbers.
Yeah, because I know he was a number hunter, but he was like, he just refused to use them or something.
No, he always used them.
Yeah.
One of the ones he used was number 10 Illuminite.
There's just something about his thing for them.
Heck, the Galaxy Eyes Xyz is like number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon.
Yeah, keep that one.
Don't forget the Bestial. The dragon.
Yeah, I look, wasn't.
No, not that one. Yeah, it was probably in this one. Not that one.
Hold on, we'll get to it then if I haven't got to it yet.
That one.
As I say, we've got to it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Well, bear in mind, I'm just thinking on collection's sake, not actual deck's sake.
I know, but it's a dragon. It's a power.
Yeah, but not every dragon is.
Yeah.
Like I said, yeah, why it been an effect I would have used, it's not really an artwork I'm overly keen on.
Fair enough.
So.
Fair dues.
So.
Quadruple D. Just had to keep making it more and more ridiculous. They just can't help themselves with triple Ds, with the double Ds. Now quadruple D. How about the don't slip?
See, ironically, well, I say that I'm gonna have.
Yeah.
So I do like, even it's interesting at Worm, is it,
So
they're like a variant of dragon.
its name, I was saying yesterday when we were talking, or was the day before, the Arc 5 character, I couldn't remember if he used Constella or Satellarknights, because pretty much they're almost the same, but they're referred to as tellers whenever there's cards which use both, or can be used for both. They just refer to them as tellers, because Stellar Knight has teller in it, and Constella has teller in it as well.
It's funny when they make archetypes with very similar names, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then they have to do like crazy things to make certain the abilities don't overlap.
Indeed.
Because it's...
I suppose you don't want to keep the Sky Strikers stuff.
Well, I'll go back and look in a sec. Again at them.
Although to be fair, you didn't get like the new Link monster, so...
Well, again, it's not... I'm not really doing... Yeah, there's just personal collection, not...
I know, because I mean the whole archetype is based on, you know, battle suit, girls.
Maybe I was away and looked on them when I was flicking through. Yeah.
These like the archetype was basically just one monster a couple of years ago, and that was Ray. And then they introduced a second ace called Rose, and then they created a new one, which was Aileron, which was in Magnificent Mavens. And then in this one, they introduced 3 new main deck monsters, all being sages. So not directly being Sky Striker aces, but still sort of being the Sky Strikers.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, I think they're not doing the mech thing though. That's probably the thing.
Maybe.
Because obviously they're just sort of not.
They're probably more like the supporting cast.
Yeah.
Like, you always got like a couple who are doing all the fighting, and then you got all the support crew. That's probably what the sages are. The support crew.
Yeah, because like that's like the an engine. It could be like that's like the boss.
Yeah.
For the for a group.
You got the boss. You got
the maid.
The maid.
Because fine.
And then you've got the.
She
trainer.
would be like or like she'd be the one to sort of jump in to extract you.
Yeah.
Like when something goes wrong. Like your system goes down and she's like the one that runs in to cover you while you get going again.
Yeah, I mean her effect probably would say what kind of role she would play in the Sky Striker sort of company or, the battalion.
Discard one spell special on this command. If a linked monster you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. This card is destroyed by battle card effect, sent to the graveyard. You can target one of your banished Sky Striker spells and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn.
So yeah, it's sort of like a recovery.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't get any of the actual Sky Strikers.
There's only one actual Sky Striker reprint, I think, in that set. All the they reprinted most of them in Magnificent Mavens. I think the only one that's in there, well, it might be two. It might be Sky Striker Ace Kagari and Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge. Mobilizing Gauge being the core card, obviously. Mobilizing Gauge is Pot of Greed for an archetype, basically. It's like, but better.
There we go.
Because it's a spell which allows you to add one card from your one Sky Striker card from your deck to your hand, and then if you have three spells in your graveyard, you can draw a card. So it's better Pot of Greed, basically.
Yeah, obviously it has specific requirements. So.
But in an archetype where most of the cards are spell cards, it's not too tough.
No.
Like, you will get there by the end of the first turn. Right, so now it's time for Wild Survivors. So Wild Survivors is a side set, which I call a build pack set.
Yeah, which I've done one of those. So.
Yeah, similar to Genesis Impact. So then, let's open this up. I scratched the box. Oh well.
Pay a fine.
Okay. Right. Wild Survivors. How's that looking? Yeah, okay. Put that to one side, actually. Yeah. So, 24 packs of Wild Survivors. Let's see how we do. Oh, actually, I'll wait. I'll wait for Holly. I'll wait for Holly to get back. Got some sleeves to sleeve up some good cards in. So this set has predominantly 3 archetypes in it, just like every build kit, or build set. This one supports an very old card, which has become a meme in Yu-Gi-Oh! For over the last several years. Holly? What should I do? Should I stand in front, or should I stand to the side, or what?
Probably side, because obviously I don't need to
Oh, careful. Right, so I'll bring these over to here then. So, and then you can place them down on the. And I'll move this around here so because I can reach. Right. So, first pack of Wild Survivors. We've got Double Evolution Pill. You'll remember that, right?
Vaguely.
Used by Tyranno, the Rex guy in GX.
Yeah, I was going to say not Rex.
Yeah.
The other dinosaur guy.
Then we got Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus.
They were drunk on writing that name.
Soul-Eating Oviraptor. That's a good dinosaur card. Allure of Darkness.
That's a classic.
Frostosaurus. Now you can see where that is based on.
Yeah. Remember Frostosaurus being a thing.
Yeah.
No one used it, but I remember it being a card.
Super Soaring. What is it with all these dinosaur cards I'm getting, apart from the Allure of Darkness?
Well, look, you said these are build packs. These are designed for building
know,
archetypes, so you're likely to get a lot of an archetype.
Bala Minunia de Novels.
Oh, you're about to say Balan. It's like, dude, is the game that bad that the names ended up in a card game, so let's try and make fun of it?
I do not know. But yeah, that's one of the ritual monsters for the Hungry Burger archetype.
Yeah, it feels like some sort of, thing Konami would have done against Sega if Konami actually was still doing video games properly.
Yeah. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. That's a great card, that one. That's all there's about. Right. Incantation Pencil Plume. Or Pensiplume. Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Recette de personnel.
Hold on. That is definitely not £10. I demand a refund.
Recette de personnel, or staff receipt. Recipe.
I'm going to say that's definitely not receipt.
Yeah, recipe. Petit Pterodon. Fossil Dig. And...
I'm sorry, Oz kind of wants his name back.
And the ritual spell for the Hungry Burger archetype. Recette de Poison. Poisson. It's fish. I can't remember how you pronounce poisson.
That's just someone who can't spell the word poison and just add an extra S in because it's like desert and dessert.
Fish recipe. Well, I mean, technically that would be true if you're talking about a pufferfish.
Maybe that is what they're making it from.
Miscellaneous Saurus. Incantation Chalice Slime. Baby Cerosaurus.
Okay, we're having a baby theme today, apparently.
Evolsar Solda. Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Lost World. And Transcendosaurus Meteorus. One of the cover monsters of the set.
I mean, Lost World was at least a decent movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, look. The original Jurassic Park stuff was, well, the first two in particular were good. Third one kind of went a bit off the rails in some places, but was the third one the one with the Spinosaurus? I can't remember which one of the Spinosaurus.
I do not remember.
Because obviously, Spinosaurus is.
Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by card effect during your opponent's turn. Quick effect. You can destroy 2 other dinosaurs in your hand or on the field, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can send 1 dinosaur monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is destroyed, you can shuffle 1 normal monster from your graveyard into the deck. Then you can special summon this card. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on with that one in terms of getting it on the field and getting advantage from destroying your dinosaurs. Remember Baby Cerosaurus? When it's destroyed by card effect, you can special summon a level 4 or lower dinosaur from your deck. So we've got Incantation Talismandra. Brilla Novels. I'm going to butcher these. I mean, you butcher some cards sometimes because there's some really hard words to say. But this is French.
Hey, did you do French?
Only for like a couple of years.
Okay, still probably more than me.
Enemy controller.
Even though I had to do it for.
Yeah.
No.
Eradicator epidemic virus.
Yeah, it was year 6 when I started doing French lessons.
Animadorned Archosaurus.
Any of them because I was in. So.
Another Frostosaurus, and Vanquish Soul Continue. Okay, that's the first.
Okay, what are we continuing?
I don't know. This is the first Vanquish Soul card I've gotten. And I'm getting a lot of dinosaur cards. Like, have you noticed how many dinosaur cards I've been getting?
Yeah.
Like,
well, again, you're saying these are the main focus of the deck.
It
or
is.
That deck and the sets. So.
There can only be one.
One what?
Miscellaneousaurus.
Okay, no wait, you had one before.
Yep.
Refund.
Evolsar Solder, Lost World, Preparation of Rites, Chef's Special Recipe, and Stake Your Soul.
Okay, that is actually a cool name for a special recipe.
No, it's not a recipe card.
No, but after the card that came
yeah.
before it, it's like...
Reveal one monster in your
Stake
hand,
the soul,
special summon one Vanquish Soul monster with the same attribute but a different name from your deck, but return it to your hand during the end phase. Okay, so that's the first ultra rare I've opened.
The limit of the width.
Yeah, I've noticed. So that's the first ultra rare I've opened, and it's for the Vanquish Soul archetype. Transcendosaurus Drillygnathus.
Because I only saw one arm for a moment, I thought, wait, have they just done the Dino Thunder Megazord? Except put the... Oh no, that is the right arm. No, it was that arm, so yeah, like...
True King Lithosogem the Disaster. Giant Rex.
You're not asking what the name of that one was in Sentai, I do not remember.
Soul-Eating Oviraptor. Fossil Dig.
Remember that, though.
Incantation Candle. And Pultis de Novels.
Can I just point out that the flame monster in this looks like that spirit monster that I was pulling in the other set?
Yes, Sakitama or something.
Yeah.
So that's another Novels card. I should be reading some of these, shouldn't I?
Well, I was only just calling out any I was sort of just curious on. And well, if you were saying that it's a good one and whatnot, I was like, well, what do they do?
Chef's Special Recipe.
What is his special recipe this time?
Deck Devastation Virus.
That is a special recipe for destroying your opponent's deck.
Yeah. Double Evolution Pill. Transcendosaurus Drillygnathus. Incantational Pencil Plume. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And Confrius de Novels. Nice. I'm getting a lot of the ritual cards for the Novels archetype.
Yeah, you're getting them, but you're not getting their way of summoning them.
I got that.
It's that thing.
Fish
Okay.
recipe.
Oh, okay.
Any Novels ritual.
I didn't realise it was a ritual spell.
Yeah, it is. I'm hoping for some of the Vanquish Soul ultras. Fire Formation 10 key is a really good card. Pre-Preparation of Rites. Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. Miscellaneousaurus. Baby Cerosaurus. Giant Rex. And another fish
You
recipe.
think it's Saurus? Sorry, that old classic one is just...
Yeah. Of just miscellaneous... Of just Misladiosaurus.
Nope.
Allure of Darkness. Petit Pterodon. Deck Devastation Virus. Super Soaring. Vanquish Soul Calamity Caesar. Hamburger Recipe!
There's an old card.
And Transcendosaurus Meteorus again. I think most of these rare cards I'm getting are just dinosaurs.
Sending you a message.
Dinosaurs or
They're
incantations.
telling you to go extinct. Konami saying it, not me.
Chef's special recipe. And it's a fire formation tenki, so a very spicy dish. Recette de personnel, staff recipe. Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus.
No, that probably doesn't work for a recipe.
There can only
They're
be
not
one.
feeding their staff very well.
Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Balamen, the first ritual I got again. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. I don't actually know what hamburger the hamburger, the monster burger ritual does in the deck, but I know it's part of it. And there's another Nouvelles. Super Soaring, Frostosaurus, Animadorned Archosaurus, Preparation of Rites, Eradicator Epidemic Virus, and Xenometeorus. Well, I think I found what that's a reference to. It's this. It's a tuner as well. Oh, this is like the core of the deck of the Transcendosaurus.
You know what's funny is, if you finish covering that head up, it will be like a dinosaur xenomorph.
Yeah.
Like fully armor up the face.
Yeah.
It's a dinosaur xenomorph.
If a card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay. During the main phase, or your main phase, you can destroy one dinosaur monster from your hand or field, then special summon one dinosaur normal monster from your hand or deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except dragon, dinosaur, sea serpent, or worm monsters.
Okay, that's a odd collection, but...
I kind of want more of that Xeno card. I could build a dinosaur deck. Like, I'm getting so many dinosaurs, I could build a good dinosaur deck.
I did build a dino deck at one point. It was the Durax.
Oh yeah.
Only because I just loved their, big...
Hamburger recipes? You liked the Durax's hamburger recipes. I mean, they could probably fry them pretty... they could probably cook the burgers pretty well, being...
I mean, yeah, how do you want your meat done, though? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, mine would have been, meteored, because it was the big synchro monster. I was kind of just loving the concept
Babies
of
back to back.
I just love the concept of their synchro monster, which was
hello.
a giant meteorite dinosaur that just nukes the field on the summit.
Yeah. So we've got Vanquished Soul Pluton HG. It's a zombie. Fire.
What are the other souls?
I don't know. I've only seen this one.
I thought you had pulled some others.
I've pulled a spell
and
and another spell. This is the first monster I've pulled for Vanquished Souls. Clearly what they've done is they've put a lot of like the Transcendosaurus stuff at low rarities and put all the Vanquished Soul stuff at high rarities and the Nouvelles. That's probably what they've done. I have not seen any cards that support Vanquished Soul out of like the extra cards. It's basically been all dinosaurs. Frostosaurus, Fossil Dig, Eradicator Epidemic Virus, Chef's Recipe, Deck Devastation Virus, Vanquished Soul Calamity Caesar, and Hungry Burger!
it literally does nothing.
It literally does nothing, but it's a burger with teeth.
I mean, it's a mimic burger.
That card is a very old card.
I remember having the ritual spell back in the day, but I don't think I ever had the monster.
It's a meme. Transcendosaurus Drillinathus.
You know what I'm just thinking of right now, because of uselessness? Just a hungry burger sitting in one armchair while Tachanka sits in another.
Yeah.
And then a few other meme useless characters from various media all just hanging out there. Problem is, just don't leave Tachanka with fire grenades.
Yeah. Ooh, Vanquished Soul Raisin. No, not spell R-A-I-S. It's R-A-Z.
I don't actually know how to spell the thing I can't eat. So
that's another ultra rare card for Vanquished Souls. Not the boss, but apparently it's a good one. This card is normal or special summoned. You can add one non-warrior Vanquished Soul monster from your deck to your hand. So it's the Searcher. Quick effect. You can activate one of these effects by revealing monsters in your hand with the listed attributes. Fire. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. Or Fire and Dark. Destroy all other monsters in this card's column.
I remember there was like an entire archetype built around, you know, lining cards up.
Yeah, there's quite a few like that.
I can remember like the first. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember like when it was like first.
Yeah, Senate Switch. Miscellaneousaurus, Baby Cerosaurus, Incantation Talismandra, Allure of Darkness, Petit Pterodon, Giant Rex, and Potis de Novelles. I'm getting a lot of these novels. Coming up to 8 packs left, by the looks of it. Super Soaring, Vanquished Soul Calamity Caesar, Frostosaurus, Chef's Special Recipe, Fire Formation Tenki, Set de Personnel Staff Recipe, and Xenometeorus. I get the feeling that the Vanquished Soul cards are probably short printed. Because... Konami. Because, I mean, look at the number of Novels cards I've gotten as the Super Rare. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Vanquished Souls, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Dinosaurs, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4. But most of the cards for the Dinosaurs are low, like, rares by the looks of it. So the Vanquished Souls have got to be, like, short printed, I feel. Or maybe they just put most of them at ultra rare. I don't know. Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. There can only be one. True King Lithosogen the Disaster.
I mean, that does sound like something that should only be one of.
The level 1 Nouvelles. Super Soaring. Evolzar Solder. And Recette de Poison. Fish Recipe. So I got 3 of the Ritual spell. That's actually good if you want to build the Novels deck.
Yeah, you kind of would want 3 copies of the Ritual, and plus some other Ritual ways of summoning cards.
Yeah, like the Incantations. They are basically Ritual support for any deck.
Yeah, what was that monster as well that existed that you search out a Ritual spell?
Pre-preparation of rites? Preparation of rites?
No, there was a monster.
Manju of the 10,000 Hands?
That's what it was.
Animadorned Archosaur. Preparation of rites. Yeah, you want to read that?
I mean, good. I assume most of that archetype is low.
Yep, they're all less than level 7. Fossil Dig. Lost World. Enemy Controller. Baby Cerosaurus. Vanquished Soul Dust Devil. Spell card. Target 1 Vanquished Soul monster you control changes battle position, then you can change face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position, up to the number of Vanquished Soul monsters you control with different names. Okay, so it's like enemy controller and mass, I guess. So you got to change one of your monsters' battle positions. I still only have 2 Vanquished Soul monsters. Sorry, Raisin. I forgot about you for a second. Because you're not like all the others. All the others are... They special summon themselves by doing something with Vanquished Souls, I think. I don't know. Hamburger Recipe. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Manju of the 10,000 Hands. Pre-preparation of rites. Incantation Chalice Slime. Soul-eating Oviraptor. And the 3rd Xenometeorus. That's nice that you actually get the core card for these Transcendosauruses. I've got 3 of them now, and I'm happy about that. Well, it would
kind of be a bit awkward if the set didn't include it.
Yeah, but like I'm glad I managed to open 3 of it. Now I just need to hope I don't open a 4th.
Immediately! Hey, Samara.
Fire Formation Tenki. Enemy Controller. Super Soaring. Petit Pterodon. Incantation Bookstone. Incantation Chalice Slime. And then another one of the level 5 Nouvelles, which I will not try and pronounce because I cannot say it and I'll butcher it.
Yeah, and France just had riots, so we don't want to cause
you don't want to anger them.
We don't want to cause more. That totally dates this video, even though we already said this is the anniversary, so... Yeah. Super dating this video!
Yep.
Hi everyone in the future!
Pre-preparation of rites. Vanquish Soul Calamity
I
Caesar.
hope the rest of 2023 went well.
Transcendosaurus Drillinathus. Incantation Talismandra. Soul-eating Oviraptor. Preparation of rites. And... oh, there's the boss monster for the Nouvelles archetype. Baygrill de Nouvelles. That's the other cover guy.
You want anything else? Something else that'll date this video? Well, I like to doing this. I'm just playing Pokemon Go because there's a Squirtle community.
You can
day.
ritual summon this card with a recipe card. If this card is special summoned, you can negate the effect of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Then if this card was special summoned by the effect of a Novelle's monster, you contribute as many monsters your opponent controls as possible. If this card, you can tribute as many monsters your opponent controls as possible. Huh.
Ouch.
Tribute for what?
Just tribute them.
Quick effect, you can target one attack position monster your opponent controls, tribute it. And if you do, special summon one Hungry Burger from your hand or deck. That's where the Hungry Burger... You're turning your opponent's monsters into a Hungry Burger.
Well, ingredients for it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh, this piece.
That is
Okay,
absolutely amazing.
How are you doing, Savaro?
Oh man. Okay. Incantation Bookstone. Giant Rex. Allure of Darkness. True King Lithosogym the Disaster. Incantation
What was the disaster?
Candle. It. Deck Devastation Virus. And Ground Xeno as I believe the last ultra rare we're getting. You can add one Dinosaur Tuner or Dinosaur Normal monster from your deck to your hand, then destroy one card in your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one Dinosaur Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field's material. I don't have the Fusion monster yet, I've just realised. I'm guessing that's probably one of the ultra rares. So these last two packs are probably going to be just supers. But there's still plenty of cards I probably haven't got yet from the super category. So we got Chef's Special Recipe. The little guy Nouvelles.
Oh, what's gone on with your game if you're worried about it collapsing?
Vanquish Soul Calamity Caesar. Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. Incantation Bookstone. There can only be one. And Poultice de Nouvelles. That's the third copy of that Novelle's monster. So I've got 3 of the ritual spell, 3 of the level 5, and 3 of the level 3.
And you've got the ability to turn people into a burger.
I have the ability to turn people into a burger, yes. I kind of hope that this last card, if it is just a super, it's another copy of Baygrill. Because that's just funny. 5 Formation Tenki. Transcendosaurus Drillinathus. Miscellaneousaurus. Incantation Candle. Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Animadorned Archosaur. And Transcendosaurus Gigantozoula. That's the fusion monster for the Transcendosaurus. It's a super rare.
Oh, you were saying you didn't have that a few minutes ago.
Now I do. Okay.
Cards heard you and were like, yee. Okay.
Wow, okay. So I got at least one of each of the extra deck Transcendosauruses, and then 3 copies of the one that basically does everything for them, except for obviously Ground Zero, which is the fusion spell for that Transcendosaurus Giganta whatevers. So, not bad. Not bad. 2 Vanquish Soul Ultra Rares. They're probably quite good. I mean, Soul Razon being basically the deck searcher, that's going to be quite important for the deck. And then Stake Your Soul, being able to special summon any Vanquish Soul from your deck. That's another searcher. That's going to be quite good as well. Alright. So, let's put all these wrappers in the bin. And put these to one side. For the final part, I believe, of the stream.
Yep.
Am I correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
tidy these away. I could probably make a dinosaur deck and a Novels deck right here. And I'm not joking.
How effective would they be?
Probably fairly effective still. Like, maybe not as strong as 3 structure decks, but like, still like, actually playable. I cannot build a Vanquish Soul deck though. With 2 monsters, there's no way I can build a Vanquish Soul deck. All the Vanquish Souls must be like, all high rarity or something. I mean, even the Novels were pretty low, high rarities, but I think they looked like they were mostly supers. In fact, I know there is one ultra rare Novels card, which I think is a field spell. And that's like £30 per copy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably want to do that before it rains, yeah, so
Right, so that is Wild Survivors.
wasn't very wild.
The names were very wild.
It was more like someone's, like, just imagining what they wanted for dinner that night.
Cooking up dinosaurs into a burger.
Yeah.
So that now leaves these 2 structure decks. There we go. Are you finished with the mini plat?
Nope. Just trying to... Yeah, the arm, like, these joints are really stiff. Trying to like get them in place.
Right, so right here we have 2 structure decks. We've got the Dark World structure deck and the Legend of the Crystal Beast structure deck.
Now, Kawagata's new home, it's not on that pipe anymore. He was standing on for however many years.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to open all 3, I believe. Put together.
Well, we only need to show off like one of them.
Show off one of them on, like, you know, opening
3
one
copies.
of them on screen. Yeah.
So,
And then we're going to build...
I mean, you'll see my process. Cause
we're going to build decks from them and then see which one's better.
oh, didn't quite work.
Not quite.
Hold on.
That might fail.
Well, I didn't quite hold on to it though.
No, you didn't.
But I count that as a win because the pile didn't fall apart.
Yep. So these are what modern structure decks look like.
I've got the blade this end retracted.
I know.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually thought I broke something because that bit there.
No, they kind of store them differently from what you're used to.
Yeah, because they're not doing the plastic bit anymore, which is nice. You know, better environmental stuff. I don't know what the actual wording is, but that's a weird little bit, though.
You've really butchered this.
Hey, look, it's a food theme today, so I'm preparing the meat.
Right.
Eat it.
Oh.
Eat your dinner.
I'm going to open this up.
Well, I was going to look at... Well, that was... See if I can carefully get... It doesn't matter if I hurt this top thing. There we go.
There we go. Dark World structure.
With that gold and silver there as well. What I had. Start here. Apparently they're saying Tactical Masters is what you need.
I would disagree with them on that.
Well... Alright. And another... How much like, is that how it really has gone nowadays, that they have to use these decks as to advertise everything?
Yeah. Duel Links and Master Duel.
Only one of those is actually okay.
Yeah. Master Duel.
The other one
tries to squeeze as much money out of you as possible, and I know because my wallet is in pain from it.
See, this is why you should focus more on the plastic crack.
Yeah. Problem is, it was the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Online game, and it's until obviously Master Duel came out, and they're much more generous with the pulls.
For now. Wait until they shut down the other one, and then it's like, well, how are we making the money now?
I don't think they'll shut down Duel Links. I think they're going to have these side by side, because Duel Links is the more focused around the characters from the series, whilst Master Duel is more focused on the actual game.
Well, yeah, because obviously we have whatchamacallit, which obviously is a bit out of date now on the Switch.
Yeah, Legacy of the Duelist, that's basically Master Duel's predecessor.
Yeah.
Except Master Duel's free to play.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, can you actually spend money in it?
Yeah, you can.
That was the thing you couldn't do with the other bits. But yeah, we get a new rainbow. No, it's Kara here. Puppet. Archive. Dragon Overlord. Ascension. So how are we meant to oh, that's how
that's the fusion.
Gateman. Don't remember him. Hermit. No, so yeah, those are some new Dark World
the
ones.
Supers and Ultras generally are the new cards.
The old Rainbow. Don't remember Netherlord. Right. Exarch. Yeah, Gould. No, there isn't Gould over there. Is that? Oh, that's there. Okay. Didn't put the new monster front and the main new monster front and center.
Yep.
On the cover. So silver, bronze, beige, brow, scar. So yeah, I reckon there's these guys. And then, like, unfortunately, these two are kind of the dull ones in there.
Yeah.
I guess he was okay because 2100 defense, but oh yeah, Bigfoot, Thunderbird, Mothman.
Snack.
It's a chunky snack.
Yeah, everyone loves the snack.
Lady of Lament, Favorite Raven, Blackjack, Dealings. Yeah, oh, that's a new one.
Oh, a newer one.
Yeah, but to me anyway.
Yeah.
Drag down. Thrive, Destruction. Yeah. Yeah, some. That's an insult. They put you all the way down here.
No, the reason they did that was because those were the new card. Those were the cards that were new with the original Dark World structure deck. Because if you look closely down here, it says Reloaded, which basically means that this deck is like a revamp of an old structure deck, and so they put the new cards at the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, the new cards from that original structure deck at the bottom.
Well, you do your bit. I'm going to be able to quickly deal with this.
So I'll open the Crystal Beast one then.
Yeah.
Okay. So enough with all the dark and misery of the Dark Worlds. Now time to shine a bit of light with the radiance of Crystal Beasts. Now this is how you open a structure deck. Like that. Dip. Dip. Take that out.
Are you making a mess of it now?
No. And then push that back and then slides right out. So, just open all of this up first. Legend of the Crystal Beasts. Now, there is a tab on these. You can just do that. There we go. So, Rainbow Dragon. Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Crystal Bond. Rainbow Overdragon. 2 Crystal Beast tokens. Ruby Carbuncle. Cat. Tortoise. Tiger. Mammoth. Eagle. Pegasus. Dark Dragon.
Sorry, when you said eagle, I just thought of the cube from Juoja.
Oh, yeah.
Going, eagle! Shut
Crystal Beast Master and Keeper. Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder. Dimension Shifter. Contact C. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. Crystal Aegis. Ancient City. Rainbow Ruins. Rainbow Bridge. Crystal Beacon. Crystal Blessing. Crystal Abundance. Crystal Promise. Crystal Tree. Crystal Release. Rare Value. Rainbow Refraction. Advanced Dark. Melody of Awakening Dragon. Foolish Burial of Goods. Cosmic Cyclone. Crystal Boon. Crystal Mirage. Crystal Brilliance. Crystal Pair. Crystal Conclave. Ultimate Crystal Magic. Counter Gem. Ferret Flames. Metaverse and another Crystal Beast token. With 4 advertisement cards.
What?
1, 2,
What's the extra
3,
advertisement?
4. It's for Legacy the Duelist.
Hey, that was the game we were just referring to.
Yep. Right, so we have these 3 decks. We will open them all up and build a deck with them. And we will fight. So, I shall take my ones into another room. Here's a pack of sleeves to sleeve the deck.
Yeah, I'm just trying to knock a little bit. So I'm trying to frame that there.
By the way, just for reference, you can do that, right?
Yeah, but there's no fun.
No, but I want to show you. I'll show you how to actually open the plastic packaging. Push that there. Comes out. Is about here.
Yeah, I always find those little tabs irritating.
You just
Oh, I'm thinking like the older ones where you have the peel.
no, you just put your finger on it and pull back, and then it's unwraps like that. So this might also give you some hints. Not that one. That one.
Oh, right. I mean, I remember how to run
I know,
Dark
but
Worlds.
newer cards you might not know what kind of things that they have the potential to do, and that might help you sort of figure out.
Power up with using Darkwing Blast. Tactical Masters.
Yeah, there's
Paladin.
advertising on it as well.
I know, but they're sort of almost implying that use it with this deck.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go in here and build my deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's just... Sorry. Thank you. Spells there. Traps for a minute. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've got some cards. Just slide. Where's the other one? There we are. go. Easily get the thing out. No, yeah, that's all.
Nothing else?
No, that's all. Went wrong.
Alright then, see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Right. Right. Yeah, definitely want this one. So, put that one.
say,
Hmm.
any of the cards you don't end up using, put them in there.
Okay.
Take this one. Hopefully they make that Ribena too strong.
17, 18, yeah. Okay. 14 out. Yeah. And I'll take another one for 22. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to read off the fact.
Point out there's actually a bit of a,
Mhm.
not, I don't know if it's a misprint, but a bit of a shiny texture,
Mm.
or shiny effect going on
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
got down there. Is it on the other ones?
No, just this
Oh,
one.
so that sounds like a printing error.
I don't know if it's visible on the screen.
It's slightly
Yeah.
catching this hard. Yeah, it sounds like a printing error.
Yeah, very weird.
Mm. Okay. Right, what do I want from here? Mm-hmm. this on. Keep one of those. It's there. I'll leave that for a minute. I'll take one of you. You. Okay, 39 and 40. There we go. Take that, just as a fallback. Oh boy, this probably isn't going to end well. Oops. Just there we are. Go. Like, right. Just put them into the sleeves. Leave that one for last, because, well, you know, it's oh, sorry, I didn't see you came back to survive. Sorry. Geez, rain back. Rain came early. Yeesh. There. Well, hopefully it cools down though, because it's raining.
Same thing with these two.
I mean, they're different cards.
Yeah, but look at the clothing.
I mean, that one on the right's definitely expired on Jack.
Jack?
Yeah, he had a similar look.
I mean, Jesse.
Well, Jack had a white look from that as well.
It's good Jesse, evil Jesse.
Okay.
How are you doing with the deck building?
Trying to, you know.
Sleeve up. Okay. I haven't still taught deciding what to put in yet.
Mm.
We're mostly halfway through.
It's alright. I've got. That's okay. So you take care. Yeah. Fine. It's too hot. Okay, yeah, there's plenty. The rest back in there. Mess with it. Shuffle. Some of them are not going to film. So, some of these aren't on screen. Right. So now just pick over randomly.
Waiting for me. You can do a pack. You can do
No, well, I'm just doing a. Well, I've got to eat something as well, so.
Yeah, that's it.
So it doesn't really matter that much. Plus, I've just decided to make a big mess across the table so I can do a thorough first shuffle.
Yeah. What do you think of the Dark World cards?
Well, there's one card there that is missing.
What?
Hmm?
Well, which one?
There was one where it was when it was sent from the hand to the graveyard, it would summon itself to the opponent's side of the field. And then when it was special summoned with its ability, opponent had to discard a card.
Is that not snow?
No.
Really?
No.
Have a look.
It certainly wasn't Snow. Oh, I didn't use necessarily all of her. Wasn't. I don't think it was Snow.
No, not the movie for Thor.
No, yes, Snow was. If discarded from your hand by an effect. If it was discarded from your hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Add one Dark World card from your deck to your hand and special summon the targeted card.
Okay. Not that one. No. No. Beige, no. No. Cerulli? Cerulli. I did see it in the deck.
Mm. Maybe I put it. Maybe I did grab it in just blindsided over it.
It's the one with the blue cape. Level 1. That one.
Okay, no, I did include that one. I thought I missed it. Okay. Yeah, I thought I missed that one. It just showed like I just recognised him and shoved it in without really thinking on him. Right, my sandwich. One thing, huh? Mm-hmm.
Just shuffling.
So absolutely. So I'm still eating.
Okay.
I probably haven't.
And that's the thing, isn't it, really?
Well,
You never know.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. Just about to put it back together again.
Is that your extra deck?
Yeah.
You can include all.
I know, but there's no point.
Well, I mean, if you need to go for another one.
Dark World do have some recycling methods.
I know, but there's no reason not to include all three.
Yeah.
Because your extra deck's only got 3 cards maximum, pretty much. Like, I've included all 6. Because you might as well, if it does come up. Anyway, so I guess the rest of the cards are in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, should I move some of that stuff there so I can sort of put
Probably, yeah.
my bits there? What's the time? 5:30. I said for my parents to come get me at 6. Probably got enough time for a couple, but not this. What's this?
Oh, it's old Warhammer boards, like one from the larger sizes that we found were still buried at the cupboard at home, back at Mum's. So yeah, it means that, but it's handy for Heresy in particular because that still runs on the older board sizes.
There. And these guys. Let's move them to here.
Oh, jeez. That joint sucks.
Is that one of the contrasts? No, it's a shade.
Yeah, that's how I've done all the green on them.
Okay.
Like I said, I only ever actually needed 1 layer, not 2.
Right. see whereabouts. There. No wait, that's your deck. There. And there. There we go. That's about right. There we go, yep. Oof. Right.
Doing show accurate order. Because why not?
Sure.
And it is capable of doing it. So, but see, the one thing I always thought was these were always that way. Like, it's only when you get the toy you realise it actually is that way.
No, I realised myself.
See, it obviously just looks more natural as if it was on the side. Because for gauntlets, it's just so weird the up on top. As I said, this is the only problem with the mini pla. They don't use the poly caps that Gundams use. Yeah, that bit went down. Hey, it's nice that you can actually still correctly fit everything on in order. Yeah, technically this one went first.
So I'll split these up into dinosaurs and ritual. Dinosaur ritual, another. Not that we'd have enough time to do anything with these, but might as well sort them. There are a lot of dinosaurs. Like, more than usual in a set like this, I feel. But you know, you could actually make a competent deck, I believe, from all this. All these dinosaurs and ritual stuff. Just not the Vanquished Soul, which is the best archetype in here. But at least I got, like, what are probably some of the more valuable cards in the set. In particular, Raisin. He's probably £30, I would suspect. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right, so who's going to go first?
That's you.
Right. Great way of working that out.
Well, it was Morley pointing over your half of the room, so.
Okay. Right, so.
Close. It's a fair way, because the room's in half, you know.
True. Right.
Would have been funny if it was just dead down the middle, though.
True. Okay, so. I'm going to first off activate Rainbow Bridge. Allows me to add one crystal spell or trap from my deck to my hand. I'm going to add As much as I would like that, I feel like this is better. I'm going to add Ultimate Crystal Magic to my hand. And shuffle the deck.
That one.
And then after that, I will normal summon Sapphire Pegasus. Where I can, when it's summoned, I can place a Crystal Beast monster from my hand, deck, or graveyard face up in the spell and trap card zone. In which I will place, let's go with Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. I will then place 2 cards face down, and then my turn.
Right. I have not even looked at what any of these were yet.
I'm actually glad all these dinosaurs were in this set because these were all really good cards.
Set.
What? Really? That's all?
Set.
What's going on?
Trust me, that's what is going through my head. That's it.
Oh no. Okay. Right. So
That tells you how bad my hand is if I didn't discard any cards in a Dark World deck.
yeah. Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, I guess I will normal summon another Sapphire Pegasus.
Well, I'm going to chain Dark Smog in. Can't
Okay.
activate the effect, but
Okay.
I'll chain the activation of it into play.
Sure. Okay. I'm going to put Ruby Carbuncle into the spell and trap card zone. Okay. I will then move to the battle phase, where I will have Sapphire Pegasus declare an attack on your face down. And then when an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, I can special summon Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon from my hand. Alright, so Sapphire Pegasus is still attacking
Yep.
the face down. Okay.
That's cool.
Right, so then I will attack you directly with Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus.
Oh, Sapphire Pegasus, not Dragon.
Well, I'm going to attack with both, but
Well, I've done,
yeah, so it doesn't matter too much.
9.
1-8. And I shall end my turn.
Yeah, you've won.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your hand?
I drew nothing to force discards.
Why didn't you use this?
Because the fusion requires Grapha in its name. I have to have Grapha to trigger that card.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I drew nothing
Okay.
that was gonna do anything.
Well,
And the only way I could then trigger Dark Smog is if you have a monster in your grave. While it can let me discard, no monsters in your grave meant I can't discard.
okay.
Yeah, that's how, because the draws were, because my first draw was then for Ghoul, and then I just drew Brow.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
Well, game 2, I suppose, if we're doing best of 3.
Yeah.
That was a bit anticlimactic.
Well, I couldn't even get going because of how bad the draw was.
Yeah, there's no way we can finish the stream on that. That was not...
I mean, what next? I mean, I've got Searcher next, but the fact you can drop a 3k pretty much immediately is...
Only when I declare an attack.
Yeah, but that's still...
Crystal Beast. Or when an attack's declared, including a Crystal Beast.
Yeah, I had no countering for that at all. Like, this deck cannot do... There's no... Like, this deck does not have, like, battle phase triggering effects. So... Like... Like, what is this deck meant to do in those scenarios?
I'll look at that later. I'll see what you did later. So, you're going to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Oh, for come on. That's only 4 anyway. Still not much better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, could be my hand.
I don't know, like, again, I really don't have anything.
Okay, my turn. Right. I will normal summon Crystal Beast, Amethyst Cat. I will go to the battle phase and attack you directly.
Oh, damn it.
But you take half the damage, so only 600 damage. And then I will set one and end my turn.
Okay.
So much less than the last game.
For fuck's sake.
Are you just drawing Dark World monsters?
Yeah. Set and end.
Didn't want to go with any of the dangers, huh?
No.
Why not?
But because like I had Dark World monsters have a lot of abilities that key off of the Dark World name
Well, they
as well.
key off of being discarded.
Yeah, no, but there are a few that do also state
True, but
selecting
I mean,
Dark World cards. So
but the dangers.
I wanted a maximum. I was going a maximum of
The
that.
dangers count as your opponent discarding cards. Anyway, my turn. Draw. Okay. Well.
Yeah, but given how bad like my opening hand was last time, chances I'd drawn one of them and be able to play it.
Set 1. Set 2. Battle phase. Attack directly for 600.
Yep.
Yep. It's my turn then. Draw. Yeah. Okay. Well. Set 1. Normal summon. Ruby Carbuncle. Battle phase. Attack directly with Amethyst Cat. And I'll end my turn.
I have to throw this thing away. So tribute to bring Gould out.
Okay.
Have it attack Cat.
Okay. So I take 1100. That gets destroyed into
Yeah.
there. When a Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, I will activate Ultimate Crystal Magic. When a Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, I can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from my hand, deck, all face up on the field to the graveyard. So we'll go.
That's not face up.
Yeah, so Cat, Carbuncle, Tiger, Pegasus, Rainbow Dragon, Cobalt, Mammoth. That's 7 different ones. Yep. Shuffle. And then I'm allowed to special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal Fusion from my extra deck. It's treated as a fusion summon.
Mm-hmm. So...
Rainbow Dragon, well, Rainbow Over Dragon.
Yeah, jeez.
That's all that does.
That's all I can damn well do.
Okay, so my turn then.
Yeah, like I say, I can't do any, I just can't really do jack.
Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay, didn't have what I thought I had. So going to activate the spell card Rainbow Bridge. Will allow me to add 1 crystal spell trap from my deck to my hand.
I mean, yeah, knowing my luck, would say the way it's going, I would not have drawn any of the danger cards.
But if you did, it would have started cycling.
But still, it's...
I'm going to add Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates to my hand. Then, because I control an Ultimate Crystal card, I'm going to activate Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates, which allows me to take a Rainbow Bridge or Rainbow Refraction from my deck and either add it to my hand or send it to the graveyard. So I'll add Rainbow Bridge to my hand. And then I'm allowed to, because I control Ultimate Crystal Monster, I can special summon a Crystal Beast monster card from my hand, deck, or spell and trap card zone. Which I will go with special summoning Pegasus. And I won't shuffle just yet because Rainbow Bridge is not once per turn. Because then I'm going to activate Rainbow Bridge again to add Crystal Bond from my deck to my hand. Then I will activate Crystal Bond. Allows me to add a Crystal Beast monster from my deck to my hand and then put a Crystal Beast monster from my deck face up in the spell and trap card zone. So I will add oh wait, I also need to do Sapphire Pegasus' effect as well. So Carbuncle with Sapphire Pegasus' effect. Crystal Bond will get me Sapphire Pegasus to the hand, and then Rainbow Dragon into the spell and trap card zone. Okay. What are these? Okay. Okay. I will, because I have 7 Crystal Beasts with different names in my graveyard or field, I'll special summon a Rainbow Dragon. banish. Well, no, I'll flip. I'll flip face up the one card you probably know it is. Emerald Tortoise. Then I will banish Tortoise, Dragon, Mammoth, Cobalt Eagle, Sapphire Pegasus, Topaz Tiger, Ruby Carbuncle, Amethyst Cat. To special summon Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. And whilst I have 7 crystal beasts or more with different names banished, it gains 7,000 attack.
Max game.
Okay.
Because, yeah. Like, nothing! Let's see. No. 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 No.
Did you include any discard?
Yes! There! The first thing I would have got.
Oh, I see the deck.
Which would have been brainwashing, so... like, seriously, like...
I wouldn't have included Forces of Darkness. Anyway, that's how it's gone, I suppose. Okay.
It's kind of why, even though I built a Dark World deck in the old days, I never actually bothered playing it after a few times, because I just never would draw the cards.
I mean, perhaps if I built the Dark World deck for you, I could have...
You're still dealing with my luck.
I would have included the dangers. In particular, Danger Bigfoot, Danger Tsuchinoko, and...
I mean,
maybe...
Dark World Dealings was always a good card for Dark Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
If you discarded the... like, you mainly would use that with Brow.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he lets you just draw another card.
So my face downs were Crystal Boon and Crystal Miracle.
Plus, also, it was a good way of just cycling Grapher into the grave. Ready for his own summoning ability of bounce a card back to your hand and... well, you know, another Dark World back to your hand and then bring him back out.
Discarded from your hand.
Oh, and he also will just destroy a card anyway. When he's discarded. So, like, Dealings is good for Dark Worlds. It's just when you don't draw anything, it kind of sucks. That
You could have added Genta to the deck, and more copies of Genta would have helped you search for the field spell, which does have the discards effect.
yeah, I know, but I mean, ended up at the bottom of the deck anyway.
Yeah, but if you included 2 more, you'd have had basically 3 copies of the field spell, 6 copies of it.
But like I said, it doesn't. This shuffle. Ugh!
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, this shuffle was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, because I think those would have been good in there. Danger Mothman's really good. I mean, all the dangers should have probably been auto includes. But
Yeah, trying to get me to build a deck with like especially involving cards that I have no clue about their ways of being in.
it includes Dark World Outclass. During your main phase, discard a Dark World monster. If you do Dark World monsters you currently control gain attack equal to the level of adjustment. If a monster whose original type is Fiend is discarded by your hand by the effect of a Dark World card or by your opponent's card effect, even during damage you discard 1 card, draw 2 cards. I mean, that's good. I mean, because during the main phase, discard any Dark World card to, you know, boost your monsters, but you don't care about that, you care about the discard.
Yeah, look at the monsters I ended up with anyway. It wouldn't have. I couldn't risk leaving them in attack position because I was drawing all the low attack ones.
But then,
so
you could have activated its other effect immediately afterwards, because you're discarding a Fiend. You could discard another card to draw 2 more cards. Get you further into the deck. Darkwood Puppetry. Target up to 3 cards in your graveyard, banish them, then discard a fiend monster.
Yeah, you really don't want. Like Dark Worlds do not like banishing that much.
Banish this card from the graveyard, target one of your banished fiend monsters and add it to your
one.
hand.
But like as I say, they're not too fond on banishment.
Gateway to Darkwood, charge into the target on the Darkwood Ascension. You only included 2 the gates of Darkwood. You see.
Yeah, because
Mind Crush, yeah, Deck Devastation Virus, I can understand. Paleozoic Dynamiscus is a good card. Don't know, like, that would have been a good card to include.
I didn't quite understand that one. So
In what way?
yeah.
Skill Drain, Darkwood Punishment. When a monster would be normal or special summoned, you can negate the summon. If you do destroy that monster, then discard a fiend. That would have stopped a lot of my monsters from being summoned there. And all it requires you to do afterwards is discard a fiend.
And that's again depending if I get it.
Well, I mean, the more cards you have which allow you to discard.
Yeah, like most of the spell and traps I had were doing that. And Baron, you realise each time I only drew 1 of those cards. So again, like you're saying, add these cards in, and it's like, well, what cards are you taking out? Because that was a 40-card deck, so the minimum, and I still was. I put the fusion on there, so
Okay.
it's 41
So the cards
there.
I would have perhaps taken out. That.
So obviously, forces you can understand was cycle the Dark Worlds back to the hand to re-trigger their abilities. Now, which one's that one?
He's the spell and trap destruction.
Yeah, I was putting him in because of what you were doing. That was admittedly deck rigging. Drop him, blow up your crystals in the back row.
True, but if you... But
Like,
they didn't matter if they were in the spell and trap card zone or in the graveyard.
you see, I don't know the new Crystal Beast cards and whatnot, so I didn't really know about. I just remember them only, needing to be in the field or spell and trap.
A lot of the spells originally, like all like the one like rare value requires you to have 2 crystal beasts in your spell and trap card.
You see, those are the only Crystal Beast
Crystal
cards I
Frost.
know are from the original stuff. I don't know the new ones.
Yeah, I didn't include
So,
a lot of those.
So, like, you doing stuff out of the grave and whatnot is just a case of, what the heck are you doing? Because I don't understand what these new effects are running on. So, but no, like, blowing up back row cards is always a handy effect.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I won't lie. I mean, it is still good to do that. But you've probably got other ways of getting rid of spell and traps.
Ghoul,
Grapha.
Grapha and Ghoul are the only other ones really. Like I say.
Even Dark World Lightning's kind of not great nowadays, I'd say.
Yeah, but you don't forget, are you thinking this just from what's in these boxes, or when you and then add other cards? Because
Just these decks.
Because I was saying, because obviously it could be if it's just built out of these decks by themselves, then it could be useful. Because you may be thinking of other cards that may do the job better, but they may not be in the roster of cards that were selectable.
Yeah, Dark World Brainwashing's not bad. A lot of the Dark Worlds are still pretty decent. The Snow, if this card is discarded to the graveyard by card effect, if it's discarded from your hand, having effect of target dark, well, one that's to your opponent's graveyard at dark. Okay, yeah. So, Graph, yeah, that's good, yeah, okay. Brow, not sure.
Well, like, Brow's good just for getting extra cards in.
Yeah.
Because that means you can get to the bigger... the whole thing with him was so you can thin your deck to get to the bigger Dark Worlds.
I mean, these, they're still good to include.
Because like I said, Brow and Dealings was always a good combo, because even though he's not being discarded by an opponent's effect, he's still letting you gain the extra card.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually go with Ceruli. Yeah. Yeah, no. So. I mean, there was a lot of new cards you didn't end up including from these. Did you just not want to use the cards because you didn't know how they worked?
Mostly, because and the problem was even with some of those old ones, like the way their wordings on some of the way their abilities are written are just always were a pain even back then.
If this card is discarded by card effect, target one Dark World monster in your graveyard, special summon it to either field. Then if this card is discarded by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon to either field one of your fiend monsters that is banished or in the hand or graveyard. So, Lucent discarded. Special summon fiend monster from your deck to either field. Lucent's good. I'd have to have a think about how I'd build the deck separately. But there are some things I would have included, like definitely the Dark World Archives and Dark World Ascensions and the Dark World Gate Man and Paul. Yeah. I mean, I'll show you the cards that I didn't include in my deck. Let's move this. These are the cards I didn't include. A lot of those are probably the cards you'd remember more.
But as I say, I'm just more used to the old ones because of
Yeah. I think the problem is with all of those old spells is that because they rely on putting them in the spell and trap card zone, it's really not that consistent.
Damn, they threw him in.
Yeah. I think my parents are here, so.
Alright, well, I'm ending the stream anyway, so.
Yep.
Alright.